secrets about his time as a brigade commander for the IRA.
There's no one else in this whole world that can talk the way I'm talking here now.
Well, my willingness to carry out the work is also an indication of the trust that I have in the people at Boston College. They will not let me down, and I will not let you down. I think that goes without saying.
Anthony was documenting the testimonies of former IRA members for Boston College to be part of an oral history archive. After this initial sit-down with interviewee C, Anthony placed a tape recorder in his bag and headed straight home. No doubt who this man is signaling. The head of Sinn Féin, the IRA's political party, is a man by the name of Gerry Adams, a man who's denied ever even being a member of the Irish Republican Army.
And he went to this family's house and promised an investigation into the woman's disappearance. That man is the man that gave the fucking order for that woman to be executed. Now, tell me the morality in that.
And if I remember, I had said to him that you agreed with it, and you said yes.
She deserves. She's an informer, and she. This is truth. This is true and important.
So when Brenton died, I felt that there was a commitment that we had to honour.
In 2010, 2 years after his death,
Stay. To win the most powerful job in the world, human commitment. What it means and where it takes us. And the next story takes us right to the edge. Snapchat.
I call her from someplace interesting and I turn in a circle and I tell her everything I see. So I go to Alaska, to South Africa, to Nepal, and Tennessee. Could I come take out some boxes for you? And she says, "You're funny." I call her from Edmonton. She spent one year in August. She said she was really hot. Her air conditioner had broken.
Thank you, Allison Williams, for sharing a bit of good
It's
work.
still an ice age that we're in.
It's a mouthful.
It is.
Who wrote this? Was this Molly,
Molly Edmonds.
our dear old friend?
Yes, she put out quality.
She did. Yeah, Molly points out quite astutely that if you look at Antarctica and Greenland, you still see ice sheets, and ice ages though are. It's not. We don't have to have the entire or a third of the Earth covered in ice to be in an ice age, because within an ice age there's periods of cooler weather and warmer weather, and right now glacials and interglacials respectively, and right now we're in interval times.
Which we have evidence for ice ages in general.
Sure.
There's actually a term for it among people who study ice ages. They're called erratics. And an erratic is
That ice age apart. In the northern.
is what it was.
Gotcha.
Because then, like, if there was kind of like a choppiness to it from the wind,
Right.
it could freeze like that, freeze choppy.
Yeah.
Whereas if it wasn't windy, I would guess it would be. And if the bonus is deposited from these lowest deserts.
Yeah. And so you would think when you hear about this kind of activity that it had to be like 100 degrees chill. It was only about 10 degrees Fahrenheit, that's right.
So that there's less melt than before, and the less melt you have, the more chance you have for snow to fall and make up for whatever melted and actually add to it, which
Yeah.
means that the glacier is growing. As long as more snow is added to the glacier, analyzing data 150 times faster. Plus, their free trial has no setup costs or time. With Periscope, you can get trialing and delivering insights as soon as you plug in your credentials. No giant statements of work, no top-heavy meetings, just you and your data. And, Chuck, it's easily reversible. Takes one click to disconnect if you decide you don't want to move forward. But
Why this ice age happened.
Mhm.
And It's not just the temperatures, but it's because of the sun's relationship. Every 22,000.
He wasn't like proving that, like, yes,
He's
this is how,
predicting.
right.
Yeah.
So then, about that time in like well after that time, but in like the 40s and 50s, the U.S. was building army bases all over the world in some really crazy places, including the Arctic. And found out that in the first 2 million years, the first 2/3 of the Quaternary Ice Age, the Ice Age's glaciation occurred every 41,000 years.
Yep. And he just sat back and was like, yeah,
Yeah,
that's
and
what I said.
he's like, but
Everyone knows when you get to a higher altitude, it's going to be colder, and these plates on the Earth are smashing together.
Mhm.
Everyone also knows from listening to our show that's how we get these lovely mountain ranges and why there are higher altitudes. So
Right.
that's another theory that had a lot.